Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, and welcome to the Infernal Brotherhood of the Scruffy Looking Nerf Herders. This is a live YouTube Star Wars video podcast by Star Wars fans for Star Wars fans. And today we're going to be finishing up our episodic series review of the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 7, In the Name of Honor.
Yeah. You believe in that crap.
It was okay.
I was referencing the... I was going to quote it exactly, but I couldn't remember what Boba Fett said to Din Djarin.
Yeah. You believe in that bantha fodder?
Bantha fodder.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the way. All right, but it's like a cult. So, like, you just cool with that? You cool with being in a cult? All right.
I mean,
This is the way.
it is what it is. At least you find a cool one.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, you get a cool one where there's sex and weapons and violence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, much better than...
It's almost always the cult leader that has all the sex, though. Everyone
Mhm.
else is like a puppet to the leader, right? So you got to
Yeah.
be the leader. You got to start your own cult if you're going to be in a cult.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Best sex option. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts on this thing?
I'm glad it's over. It was good. It was good. Second time viewing it, it's like, oh, Robert Rodriguez,
Yep.
how you have fallen.
Yep. I mean,
But
he did
it was
Spy Kids. It's not like he's knocking them out of the park.
Spy Kids wasn't that bad. Well, I mean, granted, I was also really fucking young when that came out. So it was like just below who, or I was just above who the movie was made for, but it was
Right.
okay.
All right.
This, yeah.
Yeah, I think of this entire series, and specifically this episode as well, with moments of just marvelous cinematic displays, and then most of it's just like, what? Wait, what? So it's just like these brief moments of, oh, and then everything else is just like, wait, what? So
Yep.
yeah.
That's pretty much
And
it.
this
And
episode
it
follows
drives
suit.
me insane too, because like the shit that they should hold on, like really draw it out, they don't.
Yeah.
And then the shit that's like, come on, hurry up, B, it goes on forever.
Yeah, it was frustrating because I watched it the first time in the morning while I was running, and then I was like hyped up on it and super excited. Then the next day, I watched it with my wife, and she was just pointing out tons of inconsistencies that I never even thought about when I watched it the first time. And so she kind of shit all over
Really?
it. And I was like, fuck, okay.
Well, now I need to know what she pointed out.
Okay, well, we're going to get into that in just a second.
Okay.
This is directed by Robert Rodriguez, written by Jon Favreau, released February 9th, this past Wednesday. And this is it. This is the end of the Book of Boba Fett. We'll have to do a retrospective at some point after we've given it some air to breathe. It's like someone lets out like a real nasty, stanky fart. You got to let the room clear out. Then you can come back in and talk about it. That's what we're going to do.
Definitely.
You got to have some time and distance.
Yeah, you don't want to gag on it.
Yeah.
Still.
You're eating it as you're trying to talk about it. That's not a good thing to do.
No.
Let's do a review. Let's get into this.
All
Recap.
right. So, Grogu's back, hey? That's
Whoop,
awesome. We find out that he chose the chainmail, even though with this fucking series, everything is so obviously set up to be what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Can we talk about that really quick? The Grogu delivery system? Super passive aggressive of Luke, right? He's like, I'm not even going to take you, fucker. You don't want to be my student? Right. R2, get this piece of shit out of here. Like, that's what happened, right?
I mean, he's still a kid at this point, basically.
It's weird that Luke would go out of his way to come pick this kid up, and then the kid's like, I don't want to learn. And he's like, fuck off then. R2?
I mean, he is trying to rebuild the Jedi Order.
I guess. He doesn't have time,
with
but I guess.
nothing else going on.
It's weird that he went out of his way to pick this kid up. They had this beautiful moment of handing the kid off, and then the kid's like, but I don't really want to do this. And he's like, yeah, but we need to stay in for at least the half of this season. So just hang out with me for a little longer. I promise I won't touch you, and it'll be good. Just me and you learning the Force. Just two dudes in the woods learning to feel each other's minds and other things.
I mean, sounds like a party. Just saying.
It's just weird. And then for Grogu to just be like, yeah, but that's a pretty sweet mithril. So, I mean, I gotta go for the mithril, right?
It'd be stupid not to.
I don't understand what the fuck this show is doing.
Yeah.
So weird. Like, so he's not going to be a Jedi, or the assumption was, as alluded to in the previous episode, that he already knows more possibly than Luke because he's been studying for 50 years. So he just unlocked broke the mental block of training that Grogu had already in place. And that's it.
Yeah, but what amount of training would Grogu have? Because there was a very strict, like, A to B to C aspect of training in the Jedi Temple, because he was on Coruscant.
Yeah.
So that was like as strict as it gets.
Yep.
Like, he never passed his test. He was still a fucking youngling. Like, I don't even think he would have had a training saber at this point.
Yeah.
So really, how much could he know?
Coruscant Padawan training school is a lot like Catholic school with really strict nuns, I imagine. A lot of like smacking people on the, like, racking their knuckles with a ruler.
Yeah.
You know, don't wear your skirt too short, Grogu. That's why he wears it to his feet.
I mean, he wraps it around. I get it.
Under his feet. He's like, you ain't gonna hit me again.
Yeah, fuck those rulers, man. Rulers on knuckles suck.
I don't understand what's happening with this show. I mean, it's over, so it doesn't fucking matter. I don't have to understand it.
Yeah.
But the choices that were made don't really make a lot of sense for, like, the progression. I understand you need Grogu and Mandalorian because that's what made the first two seasons. That's why my mom tuned in all the way to the end of the second season, because of Grogu. And that's why I don't think she's even bothered to look at Boba Fett, the series, because Grogu's not in it, as she understands it. So now I have to tell her, just watch 2 episodes and you're good, or maybe 3. But so they had to get him back. But I just thought there would have been, I don't know, a little bit more, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with every aspect of it, it's like it all kind of just fell flat. Like the Pike Syndicate. Like, this is, the fucking Hutts are scared of the Pikes.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain that to my wife when we were watching it earlier, like just how big of a fucking deal that is. Because she's like, oh, well, I mean, why were the Hutts even in it? Because there was nothing to it. And it's like, but that's how fucking badass these guys are. Is like the Hutts, the untouchables. They don't even want to fuck with these guys.
The thing is, we also have to keep in mind that, I mean, we're sort of jumping all over the place, but that's okay. Hey, Jenna, Luke is definitely a hypocrite. Forcing this kid to make a choice that his 2 masters told him was the downfall of the Jedi Order. That is
the core of what the fucking Jedi bitch about the Sith. Ooh, only Sith deal in absolutes. Yeah. Motherfucker, you're giving him an ultimatum.
You get the vibrator, or you get the pocket pussy. You don't get both.
Yeah. Fucking stupid.
The mithril. Yeah. So, well, where the fuck was I going with it? I was derailed. I don't know what the hell I was talking about. Oh yeah. So the Pike Syndicate, like, this is just one tiny little branch. This isn't like the entirety of the Pike Syndicate that was taken out. So it was just like the Tatooine, basically like the Moff of the Syndicate. He was the Tatooine Moff. So he just went there and he was trying to set up, with the locals to do his drug dealing, though I don't know why you have to go overland in Tatooine. Like, let's say there's 2 lines, right? I mean, there's 2 points on the planet that you need to get to. It's space that you can fly through. You just go up, around, and down. Problem solved. Why are we trying to go, like, in a straight line between 2 cities on a planet that you could just fly around on?
Yeah,
weird.
Why even bother going to the 2 cities?
Yeah, what's up with Tatooine that's so special?
It's a mining procedure to get spice. Like, why not just have a compound there? Then you ship it off from there.
Yeah, weird. Just weird choices. Okay, so anyway, like, so the Pike Syndicate thing, like, the Hutts are still out there, but the Pike Syndicate, they're going to come back with a vengeance now. If there's a second season, and they just saw that basically 3 people beat their entire Syndicate branch on Tatooine, they're going to come with the full power of the Pikes and bounty hunters and assassins, and, like, they're going to make a statement, because this is a black mark on the entire Syndicate now. Like, what, 3 guys? Boba Fett, a guy who crawled out of the sand? He kicked your ass?
Yeah, and he couldn't even kill a fucking 71-year-old bounty hunter that he stabbed. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. All right, so where were we? We were at Grogu landing in...
Grogu's back. Yeah.
Peli Matos? She's awesome.
She's fucking
First
great.
of all, she's a badass in the battle. Teeth get knocked out, and she's still going strong.
Yeah,
This girl's awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
R2 being a bit of a bitch, like, hey, I got to get back to the school. Like, don't feed the kid. I've got to go. It's like, it's after midnight somewhere, okay? You can't feed him.
I mean, that's fair.
It's the rules. It's the rules. All right, so he goes, but then Bane this whole show was just Bane pulling his cock out and just
It really was.
putting it on the table. Like, he walks up and he calls him out. Just straight up, let's end this now. And Bo was like, I can take him, I can take him, I can take him. And Phoenix Shan just like, no. Let's do it of our own time and choosing. Well, that worked out. Because it was definitely his time and choosing at the end of the show instead of at the beginning. Like, he could have just had that entire scene at the end, at the beginning, and nothing would have changed at all.
No, not at all. Well, I mean, it gave us a little bit more Rancor Rampage, so that was cool.
So that's the reason, is he was the catalyst for the Rampage, and they could not have thought of anything else to make it happen.
Not at all.
Which then people the Rancor saved start firing on him, so that's normal.
That's shit, man.
Like, hey, that creature that saved us, let's kill him.
They're horrible gang members. Like, you don't go after the boss's pet. Especially the boss's pet that just saved your stupid fucking mod ass.
Yeah.
Don't shoot it, you cunts.
Bunch of cunts.
I hate the fucking mods.
So then Bane is basically told, look, we're not going to fuck with you, all right? So just go, I don't know, go have some cereal or something. And then, what's next? What's happening next? I don't even know what order this is.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. But yeah, so Bane fucks off because Bo was like, oh, I'm only going to deal with the fucking syndicate.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, whatever. And then that's when everybody else around the city that's keeping an eye out for somebody.
Yeah, they'll turn on him.
Starts getting ambushed. The Trandoshans take out Black Chrysanthemum, the fucking other dicks, like the nut face ones. I forget what they're called. They go after the mods.
The Aqualeash?
Yeah, there we go.
The nut-faced ones.
And then the worst, this is like the
too sad.
Worst part of the fucking episode.
Yeah.
Those stupid cunts kill the goddamn Gamorreans.
I don't understand why the Gamorreans just kept backing up. You know there's a cliff. Just don't back up.
I don't get why that couldn't have been the fucking mods. Yeah. Nobody likes them. Kill those bastards.
That would be great.
It would have been.
Ugh. And they just come put together in new pieces or something. But still. All right, so I want to talk about that because as soon as they start getting the call in, Boba Fett's like, can you get to the crime boss and take them all out in time? And Fennec's like, I don't know, I can try. He's like, all right, go. And then she goes to the mods. And she's like, hey, I got to save these mod guys. And so she takes care of all of the nut chins and then comes down and she gets on her bike right next to them. So she was parked right next to them during the battle, but the battle had already started. So she backed in to her spot right next to them, climbed on top of the mountain, or I'm sorry, the building, knocked everyone out, then came down and got on the bike that was right there.
That is terrible. I didn't even think about that.
Shauna was like, wait a second.
All right, so
and I was like,
1 point, Shauna.
Whew, okay, so that was the first one that really threw me for a loop.
That's so much worse than I like that. I hate that scene even
so
more.
Dumb. Why did she even go there? She wasn't even supposed to go there. Let them die.
Fuck those guys.
Bunch of assholes. Okay, fuck mods. So the mods go back. We see Black Chrysanthemum. I don't know why they put the Wookiee monitoring the Trandoshan territory. You're asking for a problem. Yeah. Even if they weren't going to jump him. Like, that's just asking for a problem.
Pretty much.
Stupid. Okay, so they jump him, and he has this really cool moment of, like, they're all climbing on him, and Sean's like, how can they beat him? He's Chrysanthemum. I was like, there's like 10 of them. It doesn't matter. As long as they're not mods, they can take him down.
Like, they're fucking Wookiee slavers, for fuck's sake.
They're
tough. Of course they could take him down.
Yeah. I mean, they looked pretty dumb, but still they're tough.
They did. Yeah.
It's not all in the nut jaw. So, I mean, clearly the Gamorreans are dead, which sucks unless the mod gets a hold of him too. I mean, that's the post credit scene.
Yeah.
Fucking mod doctor. Anyway, so Chrysanthemum comes wobbling in on a broken ass foot, barely making it to the I don't know, what is that called,
the sanctuary.
Yeah, but I was trying to think of the name of that vehicle that the Freetown people came in. So the Freetown people come in and they're like, Cad Bane shot him in cold blood. We're like, he just shot him in the shoulder. What are you talking about? He took him out in cold blood. So now he's dead? Like, what kind of stupid shit is that? He died from a shoulder wound? He deserves to die now.
Right.
That
Especially because it's a fucking blaster bolt. That means it cauterizes the wound as it makes the wound.
It's a laser.
It's not that big a deal.
It's not like a slug sitting in his arm poisoning him with lead.
Yeah.
Weird. So now we just think that Cobb Vanth is dead, which I'm just pissed about. But then, the group is coming in. They're like, we're still going to fight and everything. And then we see the groups of all of the Pikes coming in, and they're taking them out pretty well. But then they leave, and we get the 2 droid units that come in and just start blowing shit away. And it's at that point that Black Chrysanthemum, and Sean on point number 2, goes, why is he running all around town now? He had a broken foot. Like, it was literally, like, broken at the ankle, and he was hobbling. But then 2 seconds later, he's just like Mario running down the street.
I mean, adrenaline's a hell of a thing, I guess.
I don't know, man. He was running the whole rest of the show. Not one stumble, not one anything. He was just like, oh, it's good now. I was like, okay.
Okay, second point, Shauna.
Weird.
Making notes.
So the Freetown citizens, they're okay, you know. There's so many points in this where they were like running from one point to another saying, okay, this is where we're going to make our stand. And they're like, we got to keep running. Like, no, we got to make a stand. You started running because you couldn't make a stand.
That's kind of the point.
So now you have to make a stand? And then here's the worst part of all. They had the fucking mod girl. She's like, we got to get a sniper up on the rooftop. Because she just saw Finnick Shandu. And she's like, well, that must be how you win everything.
I mean, that's true.
But the point of a sniper is that the enemy doesn't know where you are. That's so that you can just snipe them. That's the phrase, right? So she gets up there with her friend and she's like, you get the bad guys, I'll get the droid that can blow us out of this fucking sky tower. Why are you letting people know where you are? You're supposed to get up, pop one guy and get down and just take care of all the bad guys. It's like no one understands what a shield is. I don't know why I'm yelling.
Yeah, I know. I understand completely why you're yelling. This is fucking stupid. And it's like, how many times do they have to sit there and fucking shoot the shield to understand, oh, hey, that's an energy shield.
Yeah.
This blaster's not going to do dick to it. That's the same kind of shield that they put on starships that are in battles with other fucking starships.
Oh, you know what? I skipped over another part of contention with me. When the droids are coming in, their shields are not up. And they just watched them come in. They're like, I wonder what those are going to do. Without shields for like a good 5 count. And then the shield goes up and they're like, oh, let's fire at the shield.
Yeah, because, you couldn't have just shot it in the fucking eye or the photoreceptor immediately.
Doesn't make sense at all. Like, why are you not I was shouting at the TV. I'm like, why are you firing? Fire! So dumb. These people are so dumb. Fucking Freetown people are stupid. Din Djarin's apparently an idiot. Ugh. I was so angry. And then we get that moment where Boba Fett's like, can you hold them off? I'm going to go. And the first thing in my head is like, oh, he's going to get the fire spray. He's going to get Slave One, and he's going to come in. He's going to mow these goddamn droids out.
Which would have made sense.
He has to go to the same place to get fire spray that he's going to get the Rancor. So I know that we had been told that we were going to get a scene with him in the Rancor. And so, in my head, I'm like, well, this is probably the scene, but it would make sense if he actually got his spaceship with rockets and seismic charges and stuffs. Instead, he opts for the King Kong route, which I respect. And I loved those scenes. Like, I'm not going to bitch about them because I think they were beautiful, but the decision made was not a good one. Like
no, definitely, especially from a practical standpoint. Like, obviously, your baby Rancor is going to fucking destroy the town that you're trying to protect. Like, collateral damage with a Rancor that has to go trump through the entire town. or your fire spray that's gonna go woo, bing,
Yeah.
boom, and destroy a little bit of shit. Whatever.
That's pretty much the sound though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just weird. But I got to be honest. As soon as I saw that Rancor show up, I was bouncing in my seat, just like, "Oh yeah,
yeah!" Absolutely. That's like the best part, and that's what I was telling my wife before we recorded. Like, that's all I gave a shit about with the series. I just want to see that fucking concept art that we saw before the series came out. That's the only thing I needed. I got it, so on a whole, I'm happy.
Yeah, it's a win. It's a win in some way. Yeah, and you can't really complain because not only did the Gamorrean Guard take some hits, the Rancor took some hits, and we were just like, no, don't hurt him, don't die. I was so worried they were going to kill it in this.
Same, I would have been so pissed. I would have fucking turned it off if they killed him.
Yeah, I would be really angry. I would probably broke my TV and divorced my wife.
I mean, that's
I don't know what else to do. I have to do something. So then Cad Bane shows up and just stands off against a Rancor and Boba Fett
again. Zip,
yeah, the fucking chin nuts on this guy. The lack of chin nuts on this guy. He was just. I was so stunned at just the balls it would take for you just to casually walk up on a Rancor and then hope that it doesn't like getting fire in its face before it slaps you. Because the second before we saw Cad Bane, we saw him smack a pike into the ground. Mm-hmm. He could just do that to you.
We got all the beautiful points of Rancor Rampage minus him flying.
Yeah.
Like he threw a motherfucker, he ate a motherfucker, and he smashed a motherfucker.
I was shouting as right before the Cad Bane part when he was picking up the pikes and throwing them and stuff. I was like, eat it! Just I'm so excited. And then he ate the last one. I was like, yeah!
Yeah, that was great. And then he slurps it like a noodle as Cad Bane's walking up.
It'd been awesome if he accidentally got snorted through his nostril. You'd see a little hand coming out of his nostril. He's like,
starts swallowing, sneezes.
That would have been great. We gotta get some outtakes, Rodriguez. Yeah. At least give us that much.
Right.
Fucker. He could have done so much better.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that was the next point that I was gonna bring up. With this scene specifically, that scene should have been drawn the fuck out. All that buildup and tension we got with the last episode where fucking Deputy Dumbshit got killed, we should have had that with this. We should have had the fucking rattlesnakes. We should have had some sagebrush rolling across. Yeah. This is what Rodriguez does, and he didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Give me one sagebrush. Just in the background, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Grogu could just do somersaults.
Oh, man, that would have been great.
You have Pelimoto in the background going, wah, 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 wah.
Fuck yeah, that would have been great. Wouldn't have made sense at all, but it wouldn't have to, because it'd just be pretty.
Because that's what she does. I love how she told the guy, he's like, I'm not I'm safer, I'm not an enemy or whatever. And she's like, get behind me. Let's go.
Nice head tails.
Yeah. I did like his comment on that with the pikes. He's like, oh yeah, no funny. That character I hate with all my being. He's kind of growing on me.
Yeah.
This last episode, he started to grow on me.
Yeah.
Is that Stockholm syndrome?
It might be. It might be.
I think it might be Stockholm. Anyway, so yeah, Cad Bane just burns the Rancor right in the face. I want this Rancor's name. I need to call him a name.
Yeah.
Steve. Bob.
Good one.
So the Rancor is just like, I'm leaving. I'm going on a rampage on my own.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. Fuck this, I'm out.
Peace. So he goes and just starts wrecking everything. And Din Djarin did the coolest fucking thing ever. He's like, hold my stick. And just flies on top of him. I was just like, this is great. And then he pulled him off and tries to eat him. I was like, no, don't eat Din. Don't eat him.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
The whole Rancor scene was the greatest part of this entire show. From beginning to end. Not just this episode. The entire series.
Well, and even I know I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but when Grogu rescues Din from the Rancor, there's more emotion and acting in two fucking puppets than the two main puppets of the show, which
It
is
totally
Boba Fett
was.
and Fennec Shand. Like, I
Oh man.
believe that shit just as much as I believed E.T., which is a terrible piece of fucking latex that you can tell is a terrible piece of latex.
Yeah. Still got me right here.
Mm-hmm.
Still got me.
Every goddamn time.
Every time. Phone home. Yeah. Oh man. I can't. I don't even know how to form full sentences because you're absolutely right about that. Like, Grogu saves Din twice in this.
Mhm.
First from the droid, and then second from the Rancor. The droid one was really cool because he didn't like crush him or anything. I was expecting it to be like a.
That's what it seemed like.
And he just took a bolt out.
Hey man, that fucking disabled him. It worked.
We've been talking about this the whole series long, and even before that when we were referencing the Mandalorian stuff. But Din Djarin and Boba Fett, they're just dudes. They're not superheroes. They get their asses kicked all the time. They just keep getting back up like every action hero from the 80s. And that's why they're so great, because they're sort of the everyman that's just put in situations that there's no way they can win, but yet they kind of always do. Mm-hmm. And I desperately love that in a story much more than, we had that line in last episode where Ahsoka Tano was telling Din Djarin, look, there's no safer place in the galaxy Grogu could be right now than with Luke Skywalker. Like, she was just a heartbeat away from saying Luke fucking Skywalker. Because it's true. Like, nothing can touch Luke in this universe right now. Like, he is at the top of his game, and he is just a god at this point. Maybe for the next 15 years or 20 years in EU, he will just keep getting stronger. But like he's just the strongest thing ever. So if it would have been totally unrealistic, though I would have loved seeing it, if Luke did end up showing up in this battle and mowing everyone down. It would have been
quick. It would have been blah, blah, blah. I mean, it would have been the fucking end of season 2.
Yeah, which was still just beautiful. Did we get too much Luke in this?
No.
Okay. I'm like teetering. I'm not sure. I love seeing Luke. I want more Luke, but
I don't think we did.
Okay.
It was like the perfect amount. Yeah. I do feel like if they are going to bring him back in further things, it should just be Sebastian Stan.
Yeah,
like just forego the deep fake shit. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's great. It's so much better than even Mark Hamill was. As Luke Skywalker. I mean, I actually look at a holiday special.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I want them to bring Sebastian Stan back, but as Tommy Lee. Have you been watching Pam and Tom? Oh my gosh. He has this scene where this just comes in his like bikini briefs and the biggest package you could, like comically big pack, like David Bowie in Labyrinth, big package. And he's just like walking in. That's the Luke Skywalker I want to see walk into Mos Eisley or Mos Espa, wherever they're. And just start wasting people, just looking like Tommy Lee. That'd be badass.
You know what? I'd fucking buy it more than this.
More realistic. Better show, too. Teach Boba Fett how you actually kick some ass. It doesn't matter what you're wearing, how you're looking. Just shut your fucking pie hole and kick some fucking ass.
Well, and then it would finally bring some Mad Max vibes to fucking Star Wars that we need.
Yeah. Well, we got it in Phasma novel, which I thought was just great.
That's true. God damn it.
Just so good. They ruined another character with that one, though, after the novel. But like all on-screen stuff with Phasma was garbage. But everything in the novel just made me want her more and more and more. She was great. Same thing with Boba Fett. On-screen Boba Fett, he gets knocked into a sarlacc. He climbs out. He gets his ass kicked by everyone. No one respects you. I mean, he's just an idiot. And here's the worst part about all this. I'm going to jump to the very, very end line here because this really pissed me off. The whole series is him going, I want to be a crime lord. I just don't know how to do it. And Fennec Shan's like holding his hand. Well, this is what you got to do. Right. And this is how you got to do it. And everything's going to be fine and safe. I came in here this season, this series, loving Fennec Shan and loving Boba Fett. And I'm leaving it to testing them both.
Yeah. Like it was even the finale or the final battle before them, like the entire series leading up to that it made that less cool.
Yeah.
Her coming in and just wasting all the fucking syndicate people and hanging the fucking mayor. Like, all of that should have been like, yeah, you're fucking awesome. But this series made her not cool. So it was like, why didn't you do that sooner?
Yeah. You could have just done that in the first episode that you showed up in, and we would have just been like, that'd be great. And then you could bring the off-world syndicate back in for a real battle, on land and in space, like a simultaneous. I mean, it could have been so much better than it ended up being. That being said, I got so pissed off when, after all of this setup about him wanting to be a crime boss, at the end he's like, I'm not cut out for this.
Yeah.
What the fuck have you been doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It made me so angry.
Who then who, Boba? Who?
She didn't even want to do this. And now she's convincing the guy who did want to do it to keep doing it? Stupid choices made in this goddamn series. Ugh. Okay, so anyway, the Freetown assholes start firing on the fucking Rancor that just saved their asses. Mm-hmm. And Din shows up. He's like, whoa, stop. And that's when he tries to, ride the Rancor, which is beautiful to watch. And then almost get eaten by it. And then fucking Grogu comes in here, as Pelimoto would say, I'm not going to call you that. That's a stupid name. Which is like so many fans were saying that when we found out his name. Mm-hmm. I'm not calling him that. He's still going to be Baby Yoda. Just the most beautiful scene of anything. And then him snuggling up next to the goddamn Rancor.
God. That shit killed me. I was like, that's how I want to go to sleep every night.
The only way that could have been better is if there was a Wookiee that Grogu climbed in his lap who was then cuddling up next to the Rancor. Mm-hmm. Like if there was this trifecta
and then the Rancor brings its arm around to hold them. I would have just turned it off right then and there and never watched another Star Wars ever again, because it could not have gotten better.
That's the pinnacle. Like, that's it. There's gonna be so many like little toy groups of that. Like, oh, it's so beautiful.
I cannot fucking wait.
Yeah. And that very end, so when we have Grogu and Din taking off from the planet, and we see Grogu tapping on the fucking glass, what did you think he was asking for?
Oh, I knew exactly
what
he
was
obvious? Asking for. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be barrel rolls. I thought he was going to, like...
Oh, no.
Spin.
I figured it was the sub-hyperdrive. Because, I mean, that just seems fun as shit. I'd be pressing that shit all the time, too.
Yeah. It was great just seeing him knocked back.
Yeah. So excited, good. Still has a ball in his hand.
So good. I love that little ball too. Mm-hmm. The fact that Din kept it, thinking he would never see him again. So it was clearly just a sentimental thing that he was like, this is how I'm going to remember Grogu, because I'm never going to see him again. And then he shows up just like, oh, and then he force jumped into his arms as they were.
That was great.
They were fleeing. He's like, Dad, I'm here. And he's communicating with him telepathically, and he's just talking back to him. It's just like so awesome. I can't wait for Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we're actually going to see some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, there was some good stuff in this series. It's not like it was all garbage. Mm-hmm. It's just that
it could have been 5 episodes.
Yeah,
with the last 2 episodes being exactly how they were, nothing would have changed, except it might have been better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, what was your favorite moment of this episode?
Ugh. That one's hard.
What?
Because as much as this episode drove me insane upon further viewings, it was so goddamn good. We got the fucking standoff with Cad Bane and Boba Fett, which was phenomenal. I mean, really, I guess I'd have to say it was the Rancor Rampage. Like, that's all that I wanted from this series, was to see that shit just smash and chuck and eat and like. So I was happy. That was great. And then, of course, the interaction with Grogu, like that. God, that just killed me.
God. Yeah, anytime the Rancor was on screen, it was my favorite moment. Every single time, because it was too good. It was just too good. Given the opportunity of seeing Luke training Grogu or seeing Rancor Rampage, I would I have to choose Rancor Rampage every time.
Same,
Every
100%.
fucking time. Least favorite moment.
The fucking mods, like, why can't? Okay, so I guess least favorite moment isn't the mods, it's the Gamorreans dying, but it should have been the fucking mods. God damn it! Like, they should not have gone out. It was bullshit.
Yeah, I think anytime, in the same way, anytime the Rancor's on screen is my favorite, mods are my least favorite. Anytime I see a mod, and that's why I was actually a little bit pissed about the end scene, the after credits scene, because we saw that fucking weird mod engineer guy.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you doing? He just was shot in the shoulder.
Exactly. He's in a goddamn Bacta tank. Like, if Boba can crawl out of a fucking Sarlacc pit, covered in those scars, and in 2 episodes be fixed, like, fucking, he got winged. He's gonna be fine. Just leave him the fuck alone.
Yeah, because now it's gonna be like a horror movie. Like, Cobb Vanth dropped down thinking he was gonna win this gunfight until his stupid deputy got involved. He's gonna wake up with an arm gone and a droid arm attached. He's gonna be like, "Oh my god!" It's like that's every nightmare of every horror movie ever. It's just crazy. He's gonna wake up like he's a victim of Saw or something.
Right. Just not nearly as cool.
Yeah. He didn't have to make his choice himself, which he never would make because it was terrible. Every one of those mods, like not one of them, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like not one. And the thing is they could be. I mean, RoboCop.
Well, and that one fucking guy, like, I'm assuming the ringleader, the male ringleader, because obviously the girl with the fucking weird zippers and shit, she's a leader somehow. But like that guy, oh, I'm going to use my super zoom eye power to see those people across the fucking street. Oh, yeah, they're here. Thanks, guy. I'm so glad you put that fucking dildo on your face. That saved the day.
The whole time I was like, what's the point of that eye? He can't hit anything with his blaster.
No.
Why does he have this sharpshooter eye that zooms in if he can't use it effectively?
Right.
It's the worst. The whole time I was like, use your fucking eye. You got a cybernetic eye. Can't you aim better with that eye? Close your other eye. Fuck.
Right.
It just makes me so mad. And he's always in every case. He's helping Chrysanthemum after getting kicked by the droid up. And then this Pike shows up at the end. So he puts the arm down that he was helping, and he does this horrible spin out.
That fucking spin.
Unnecessary spin.
He should have been shot 3 fucking times before he even got back around. Fuck that guy.
He was like, hey, hold my drink, everyone. Check this out. And everyone's like, you're a fucking asshole. That's what every douche does.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Pew, pew.
Just turn around while you're holding the goddamn Wookiee and blast him.
Well, the thing is like he was already facing him. So as soon as he dropped the arm, he could have just shot the dude. Instead, he dropped the arm and then like spun. Stupid.
Yeah, I fucking hate the mods so much.
Fuck the mods. All right, hopes for the future. Do you think there's going to be a second season?
I keep hearing that there might be.
Revenge of the Pikes.
I don't see the point. Like, we didn't get really much story with this one.
Yeah.
In 7 fucking episodes, the story is, yeah, you remember Boba Fett from the end of The Mandalorian? Yeah, so now he's the daimyo. And then he got his ass kicked. And then he got his ass kicked. And then he got his ass kicked. But now he's in charge? Okay, there's the fucking story for Book of Boba Fett. We don't need a second season.
What if Din Djarin and Grogu were not there?
It would have been garbage.
That Rancor would have decimated that city. Boba Fett would not have like gone and caught the Rancor and like calmed him down. He would have been fucked. Like it would have been a totally different ending if it wasn't for the 2 people that came in that weren't even supposed to be there.
Yeah.
All right. Weird. The only way I would want another season, which I don't want, but the only way that I would want one is if it is like a revenge story from the Pikes and they're bringing in the Black Sun, or they're bringing in the Crimson Dawn, or the Droid Gotcha, or they're just bringing in other crime syndicates or other like assassins and bounty hunters that are effective, not Chrysanthemum effective, or not effective. And so that it's like a real thing. Is like I came into this expecting a Sopranos. You know, I'm going to be a crime boss. All right. Well, he never once acted like one. Even at the very end, he doesn't.
I mean,
even
I
act
guess
like
it kind of was like Sopranos. He was a real big bitch about everything.
one.
I could have seen him going to fucking therapy in between him getting his ass
Oh
kicked.
man.
I just had a panic attack today, therapist. It was so terrible.
No one respects me.
Yeah.
What do I do?
I
He acts like a mayor. He acts like a civil servant. He doesn't act like a crime lord.
Yeah, no, the fucking mayor acts like more of a crime lord, for fuck's sake.
Literally, yeah. I mean, the only people doing crime to equal the crime lord title are the syndicate and the mayor, not Boba Fett. So he should
not
be
even
like
the other Gotras. Like, they're cool. You set up assassination attempts and you killed 2 pigs. That's it. Fuck you guys. You're not crime lords.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, especially when like he might as well just have said, "I want to be a council member," because that's all he did. Like he didn't actually do anything. Who is going to be left alive to pay him tribute other than random kid giving him a melon? Like the casino's gone,
right? Well, now he's just going to be a mayor.
Yeah, congratulations,
top-notch, totally straight mayor.
I thought we were going to get this moment when he murders Cad Bane after Cad Bane telling him, "I knew there was still the murder in you, like your father," where he snaps. He's like, "I can't do this. I am not the crime lord. I am Boba Fett. I am, a Mandalorian. I am a bounty hunter." And that would be the catalyst for him to go back to the cool version of the character. But this growth that everyone is postulating about through Boba Fett's character is ruined by all of the writing for Boba Fett's character. Like he's not, the only reason why we liked him is because he was a fucking bounty hunter. That was it. You take that away, he's just a fucking asshole.
Yeah, he's just a dumbass in a suit of armor. Like, Cobb Vanth did more in that fucking armor than Boba Fett did.
Fuck yeah. He looked cool doing it too.
They looked cool as fuck.
Even when Cobb Vanth didn't have the armor, he acted like more of a badass than Boba Fett.
That is true.
Like, it was just tight. It's seeing him just taking down those pikes, man. Oh, just like, why can't Boba Fett do that?
Right.
What is wrong with him? Someone needs to hug that man. Like something. Give it a rub and tug or something. Like, get all that fucking angst out of him so he can just be a badass again.
That would be smart.
I got nothing else. What do you got?
No, I got nothing else. I just think if they do a season 2, definitely, like, all this dumb shit is out of the way.
Yeah.
Give us story. Just like with the Bad Batch. Like, I really hope the next season of the Bad Batch, it's not all this dumb fucking first season of the Clone Wars bullshit again. Like, give us story. We already got all that out of the way. Like, I mean, of course, it is going to be, like, I guarantee that there'll be crossover because, I mean, all this shit's supposed to lead up to some ultimate end event anyways. Yep. But I don't know. I kind of hope there isn't another season of this.
Me too. I think if the only way I ever want to see Boba Fett again is Din Djarin asking for help and Boba coming in as a badass like we saw him in season 2.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what I want.
Yeah. All right. We're on the same page. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed our complaining, our bitch session.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, because that's ultimately what this is all about. I love hearing how other people are experiencing this. I've heard so many wonderful ratings about how it's such a good episode and such a good series, and I can't see it. I enjoyed a lot of it, some of it, but I was left scratching my head more often than not with the choices made. So
a hard thing with this with this series, like when I was watching this earlier, I was trying to explain to my wife why it was good. And I had to keep thinking, wait, why is this good? I mean, yeah, we got Din, we got Grogu. What else of this was good?
Yeah, it's
just
tough.
So difficult.
All right, well, that's all we're gonna do. We're just petering out the end of this. If you want to support the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click the like button on the video that you're watching right now. Me talking at you in this one right down there. And leave us a comment. All that helps other Star Wars fans find out about what we're doing here. And then we can all bitch together, or we can all cry in happiness together, depending on the scene. Because that's really all we're getting is scenes with all these different shows. Obi-Wan has been announced to come out at the end of March, the end of May. And then, we're going to go back to our regular monthly schedule until another show comes out as, weekly episodic series. So we will see you whenever that is. February, March, maybe?
Something like that.
March? All right. See you guys then. Wait. May the Force be with you.
I'm with you until we both fall.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's okay. It was a little tough episode.
Thrown off my game.
Fuck you, Boba Fett.